Welcome. My name is Gabby Coletta. Thanks for joining me out here in Vedavoo, Wyoming. Today we're moving through a practice that is intended to be slow, nourishing, and soothing. It's ideal if you are feeling burnt out, depleted, or exhausted. We'll do a lot of things to help ground our body and our minds, and also restore our nervous system. We live in a world that constantly rewards the doing, the achieving, the pursuit of more. And so in this practice, I invite you to see if you can tune into aparigraha, the letting go of these tendencies to accrue or to force and accumulate, and also contentment or santosha, just allowing and relishing in what is. So we'll start in child's pose. Take your knees wide, your big toes touch, and take your arms long in front of you. Let your forehead come to rest on the earth. If it doesn't quite reach, then stack your hands. Take a big breath here, a rival breath in child's pose filling up. And a complete exhale just to let the body soften, the bones to settle. Take another deep breath, letting the breath expand the skin on the back, stretching the back of the heart open. And as you exhale, let the muscles soften, the shins sink deeper into earth, the ground support you. Take one more arrival breath, inviting the mind to be where the body is, present. And then start to deepen the breath. Guide the breath in through the nose, slowing it down. And out through the nose, equally as slowly. Start to stretch and lengthen the breath, sending it to spaces that haven't felt breath today. Let the exhale be complete. Empty it out fully. You might start to invite a subtle ujjayi breath, victorious breath. So continuing in and out through the nose, a little constriction in the back of the throat. It's almost like fogging up a mirror or the sound of the ocean. And simply tune into the breath, inviting this ebb and flow, expansion and contraction. And if it helps, join me in a visualization as you inhale the breath. You might imagine breath like a wave moving on shore. There's that moment where the water seeps into sand, a pause. And as you exhale the breath, the wave retreats back into the ocean. And take a few more breaths like that as you inhale, wave washing over the whole body, clearing, cleansing whatever's accumulated. There's this pause, this space between. And the exhale is the emptying, the releasing. And take a few more breaths here. When we slow down our breath, often our thoughts may follow suit. And our breath offers this bridge between body and mind, so that all of us is here. Take one more breath here. Reach the arms long in front of you if they're not there already. And then start to sway into the hips side to side. Just massaging the hip creases, inviting some fluidity, some water element into your practice. You can massage the forehead on the earth, rocking it side to side too, if it reaches. And then start to walk the hands over to the right side of the mat. If it's accessible, left hand on top of right. Take a big inhale, let the breath canvas lengthen the left side. And a full exhale, soften the body, sit bones towards heels. Inhale to walk your hands through center to the other side. Big breath expands right side body. And the exhale empties out the lungs, sit bones heavy. Walk the hands forward, spread them, and then rise to table, all fours. Parallel the shins. Move through a few rounds of cow and cat here. Inhale, draw the heart forward, lift the chin, the gaze. Exhale, press the earth away and round into cat pose, Betalasana. Start to move with your breath here. Inhale opens up the front of the heart. The exhale opens up the back of the heart, the receiving side. I invite you to close your eyes and just move through any organic motions. Maybe see curving the spine, swaying the hips side to side, barreling the torso. Move in a way that feels luxurious and good to you. You can savor some of the movement. And continue to breathe. And be here for about 2 more breaths. And then inhale to cow. Exhale, cat, round the back. Bring the sit bones towards the heels for a moment. And then next inhale, hips guide towards the right wrist, the left wrist, and back towards the heels for big hip circles. Spread the hands, just mindful not to dump into the wrists. Anchor the fingertips down and start to really just kind of wash out the hips here. Churn up anything that feels stagnant, tight, tense. Move as slow as you wish. Next time your hips are towards your heels, take the hip circles the other way. Hips towards left wrist, right wrist, navel draws in as the hips descend to heels. As you move in these circles, you might even imagine inviting what in Ayurveda and yoga is called rasa, this juiciness, into the joints, the body. When we get burned out, we can often kind of dehydrate ourselves or burn up all our juiciness. On your next inhale, rise to table. Pause here for a moment. Spread the hands. Send your right arm up to the sky. Big breath to open across the heart. And then thread right arm under left. Rest the right shoulder, the right cheek to the earth. Take a moment in this twist. Fingertips, left fingers can walk forward. One more breath. And guide the left hand to frame the face. Press into the earth. Send right arm to sky. Open the heart. And release the hand down. Other side, left arm sweeps up, big wingspan. And then thread left arm under right. Rest the left shoulder, the left cheek. Find your twist here. Thigh bones are straight up and down. See if you can use the left shoulder tractioning on the earth. Lean into the left shoulder to deepen your twist. Right fingers can walk towards the front of the mat. Take the right hand to frame the face. Press into the earth. Open up. Unravel. And release. On your next inhale, send the left leg long and back. Flex the foot, draw the belly in. Then reach the leg out to the side, even weight in both hands, and lower the left foot down. So like a little kickstand. Start to square your hips to the earth. Walk your hands long in front of you. Take a big breath. Exhale, heart melts towards the earth, a modification of Anahatasana. Lift the torso up slightly. Then guide your left forearm to the earth or a brick. Walk your right fingers over to the left corner of the mat for a little side stretch here. Draw the shoulders down the back, keep spaciousness in the neck, and really melt the sole of the left foot down. Slowly come back to center. Both hands come underneath the shoulders. Lift the left leg up, send it long and back, and then knee to nose round the spine. Drop the knee, unfurl into cow, collarbones broad, heart open. Find cat as you press the earth away and round. We'll move into our other side. Send your right leg long and back. Spread the hands as you reach right leg out to the side. Plant the sole of the foot down and square your hips to the earth. Walk your hands long in front of you. Your inhale lengthens the spine and your exhale melts the heart down. Guide your right forearm to the earth. Walk the left fingers over to the right corner. Take a big breath into the side ribs. And full exhale. Slowly come back to center. Plant the hands underneath you. Lift the right leg up. Send it long and back. Knee to nose. Round in. Drop the knee. Unfurl into cow. And find cat. Press the earth away. Slowly bring the sit bones towards the heels. Lift the torso up so you're in a variation of Virasana. You can always sit on a brick. Take your hands into fists and just start to press your knuckles, your fists into the feet, giving your feet a little massage, a little grounding. Breathe here. So we have chakras, energy centers, bottom of our feet. And similar to reflexology, we give our feet a massage. And just starting to stimulate all the systems of the body and also open up our connection to the earth, to the soles of our feet. When you're ready, plant the hands down, table, tuck the toes, lift the hips up. Adho Mukha Svanasana, down dog. Spread the hands, send the hips up and back. Keep a soft bend in the knees and let your heels sink to earth. Take 3 breaths here, make them yours. You can move, tick-tock the heels to the side, or settle into stillness. But really spread the hands, space between the pointer and middle finger facing forward. Ground into the L of the hands as you spin the biceps towards the ears into the sky. Melt your heart towards the thighs. Take a big breath, let the ribs expand in all directions, a full exhale. And then take your feet wide, point the toes out, the heels in. Start to sway into the hips side to side like you're wagging a tail. Just getting into the hamstrings, the hip creases. And one more breath. Parallel the feet. And then ripple forward into plank pose. Drop your knees to the earth. Lower chest and chin down. Slide onto the belly, untuck the toes. Take a wide arm bhujangasana here. Come to tent on the fingers. Lift the heart as the tops of the feet press down. Exhale, forehead down. You can stay in center or add a twist. Inhale, lift the heart, melt the shoulders down the back. Exhale, drop left shoulder, look over right. Inhale, back to center, navel draws in, heart lifts. Drop right shoulder, look over left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, release forehead down. Take the hands underneath the shoulders, round the back through cat, all fours, take it into down dog. Turn your toes out, your heels in. You can take another sway side to side, but slowly you're going to walk your hands towards your feet at the back of the mat, sink the hips low into Malasana Yogi Squat. Since this is our first one, hands to heart center, You can rock side to side on the feet, just feeling into the hips first. If it's accessible, steady into stillness. Lift the heart into the thumbs, press the elbows into the knees. Take a full breath and a complete exhale. Plant the hands on the earth, lift the hips up, and start to toe heel the feet towards each other so they're hips width apart. Let the torso drape over the thighs, grab opposite elbows, or interlace the hands behind the nape of the neck. Elbows point down for a little traction and length. Take a full breath here. And a complete exhale. Release the hands heavy to the earth. Press into the four corners of the feet and start to draw up on the inner arches. As you do, slowly unravel the spine, stacking vertebrae on vertebrae. We will meet in mountain pose Tadasana at the back of your mat. Modification of half sun salutations. Go ahead and walk your big toes to touch, your heels slightly apart. Reach the arms up, grab onto opposite elbows. Crescent up and over to the right, pressing the back of the head into the arms. Come back to center, up and over to the other side. Come back to center. Cactus the arms, lift the heart as you draw navel in. And then reach back up to the sky, grow tall. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold all the way down. Half lift, long spine, offer your heart. Fold inward a little more, head heavy, back of neck long. Reverse swan dive, press through the feet, rise tall, arms reach to sky, and come to heart center. Let's do that once more. Inhale, reach up, grab onto opposite elbows. Inhale, lengthen, and then crescent up and over to the right side, stretch here. Come back to center, up and over to the left. And back to center. Cactus the arms, pinch the shoulder blade tips together as the heart lifts. Reach the arms back to the sky, navel draws in, long line here. Fold forward, hinging at the hips all the way down. Half lift, long spine. Fold inward. Reverse swan dive, press through the feet, sweep the arms out to the side, up overhead, palms meet, hands to heart center. Go ahead and take the feet wider than hips width apart. Make fists with the hands, and like empty coat sleeves, you're just going to take some twists here, side to side, maybe using the pressure of the hands on the chest, creating a little more space for circulation, a little pressure on the kidney area. Here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slow it down. Walk the feet so they're hips width. Inhale, reach the arms up, grow tall, and fold all the way down. Find your half lift and walk it out into down dog. When you're ready, send right leg high to the sky, three-legged dog, open up the hip, stack right hip on top of left, bend the knee, and just let gravity, the heel draw towards the sit bones, the knee reach towards sky. Square your shoulders to the earth, and sink your grounded heel down a little bit more. Reach your right leg long and back, square off the hips. Then exhale, plant the foot between the hands. Drop your back knee to the earth. Untuck the back toes. Anjaneyasana, take the arms up to the sky. And exhale, cactus the arms out. Inhale, reach the arms up, maybe a little back bend. Then exhale, take the hands to frame the front foot. You can grab 2 bricks, half splits here. Straighten your right leg, draw the toes towards you. Melt your heart towards your toes for 2 more breaths. See if you can gently encourage the outer right hip down, the heart pouring towards toes, and tuck the chin so the back of the neck is long. Go ahead and lift your torso up. Walk your hands either on the earth or a brick over to the right side and spin the knife edge of your right foot down, getting a little stretch into the IT band. Notice if the shoulders are inching to the ears, relax them down. Relax the jaw, the tongue, and just be with whatever sensation is happening. Go ahead and turn to face the front of the mat. Bend into the front leg. Tuck the back toes and spiral the back heel down. Rise up to warrior two. Take a moment to settle into your warrior two. Front heel in line with the back heel or the arch. Go ahead and flip your palms up so the shoulders soften down the back. Reach the right arm up and back. Reverse warrior. Stay for your exhale. Take one more inhale here. Then cartwheel the hands down for a revolved lunge. Left hand to the earth, back heel spins up, right arm to sky for a twist. You can always drop the back knee down for a little more support. Keep pressing the back thigh up if your knee is lifted, and twist from the navel, the ribs, and the heart. Take one more breath here. Release the right hand to the inside of the front foot, and then pivot to face the long edge of the mat. Toes out, heels in, sink the hips down. Walk your hands to the thighs and lift the heart for goddess twists. Inhale here, exhale, drop right shoulder, look over left. Inhale, center, other way. One more twist each side, heart lifts. And twist. And back to center. And twist. Lift the torso so the shoulders are stacked over the hips, coming into our full goddess or horse stance. Breathe here for 3. Tailbone lengthens down for 2. One more breath. Go ahead and start out. You can swim it out in the hips. Just swish them side to side. Turn your right toes forward, warrior 2. Reach the right arm up and back, and cartwheel the hands down. Step your right foot back. Rinse through a vinyasa, hold down dog, or take a child's pose, whatever it is you need before we transition into our other side. Move slowly and find the fullness of the breath. We'll meet each other in down dog when you're ready. Inhale your left leg high to the sky and then open up the hip. Bend the knee. Just let the heel sink towards the sit bones. Keep the shoulders squaring to the earth. And take a big breath. As you exhale, maybe the right heel sinks to the earth a little more. Next inhale, send your left leg long and back. Exhale, step it through. Drop your back knee down. Anjaneyasana here. Reach the arms forward and up. Cactus the arms as you exhale. Heart lifts up like a string is pulling your heart to the sky. Inhale, reach back up. And then exhale, hands come to frame the front foot. Shift your hips back into half splits. Always an option to bring the earth up to you with bricks. Right thigh bone is straight up and down here for 2 slow breaths. Draw the left toes towards the navel. Soften the shoulders, the jaw, the tongue. One more breath here. And slowly lift the torso. We'll walk the hands over to the left side, either on the earth or on a brick, as you spiral the left knife edge of the foot down. Couple breaths here in our little IT band stretch. Can we be with what is? Walk the hands to the front of the mat. Bend into your left leg, tuck the back toes, lift the knee up, then spiral the heel down. Warrior 2 is where we meet. So Warrior 2 on our other side. Flip the palms up, sink into the front knee, then traction the knee towards the pinky toe edge. Then notice if you're overdoing here. If the toes are gripping, release. If the shoulders are hiking up, soften. And then reach the left arm up and back. Reverse warrior. Stay for your exhale to sink a little lower. Take one more inhale here. And cartwheel the hands down for your revolved lunge. Right hand down to the inside of the front foot. Left arm sweeps up. You can always drop the back knee to the earth. Take one more breath here. Release the hand to the inside of the front foot. Pivot to face the long edge of the mat. This time we will meet in a wide-legged fold. Find your half lift first. And then exhale to descend into your fold. Hands in line with the feet, head heavy. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Let the ribs melt to thighs. Slow the breath down. Take one more breath here. Inhale, half lift, hands to hips. Rise all the way up. Rotate your left toes forward, find Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Flip the front palm up, reverse. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Step it back, rinse through your vinyasa. Skip it, take a child's pose. Where we will meet is our child's pose. When you arrive in child's pose, bend at the elbows, taking prayer behind the head. You can also just rest the hands at the base of the neck, and then inch the elbows forward to get into the triceps. If you have bricks, you can also place the bricks underneath the elbows to deepen into this pose. About 2 more breaths here. One more breath. Slowly release out of this pose if you have bricks placed into the side. Rise to table. And tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back. Start to walk the hands towards the back of the mat. And find your half lift. Exhale to fold. Slowly roll yourself up to stand, one vertebrae at a time. Really mindful. As you arrive, roll the shoulders down the back, turn the palms forward. Start to ground into your right foot. Steady your gaze on one spot, your drishti in one place. Swivel your left leg out to the side. Toe pads can stay on the earth for support, or your foot can walk up the leg as long as it's not on the knee. Square your hips forward and draw the left knee back. Gather the hands to the heart. All right, so option to stay here, cultivating the standing balance, the groundedness through tree. Take any arm variations you wish. Otherwise, we'll move into figure 4 chair. Cross your left ankle above the right knee and sink it low, hips low. Notice if the right hip is popping out to the side. If so, activate that glute. Level the hips. As the hips descend down, heart remains lifting. Breathe here. Relax the jaw. If you're in figure 4 chair, slowly lift the torso. Everybody slide your left ankle over and down the front side of the leg. So we're in a cross-legged stance. Left foot is crossed over right, little bend in both knees. Inhale, reach up. Grab onto your left wrist and crescent up and over to the right. Come back to center, swan dive all the way down. Little bend in the knees, lift the heart, and when you're ready, fold completely. Few yogi variations here. For some sciatica release and sensations, you can wag the tail or swivel the hips side to side. If you want even more in your IT band, you might toe heel your feet wider apart. Flex the feet so the ankles are strong and stable. You're on the knife edge of the feet. You might notice sensation here. If you want even more, you might walk your hands towards the left long edge of the mat. And bring the hands to the earth. If your feet were wide, go ahead and bring them back together, unravel, feet hips width apart. Half lift, long spine, and fold inward. Slowly roll yourself up all the way to stand. Take a moment, feel both feet on the earth. Big toes touch, heels slightly apart. And then swivel your opposite leg, your right leg out to the side. Steady the gaze, the drishti on one spot. Again, for more support, toe pads stay on earth. Otherwise, walk your foot up the leg. Press leg into foot, foot back into leg, and then gather the hands to heart. Slow the breath. Sense the groundedness through your standing foot, the four corners of the foot, pressing down, the crown of the head lifting up. Stay here, take it into figure 4, cross right ankle over left knee, and sink the hips down. Almost imagine like the pelvis is a bowl pouring forward, and that'll deepen the sensation of opening in your hips. Relax the jaw, the tongue, the shoulders. If you're in figure 4, lift the torso. Everybody cross right ankle over the leg and slide it down into your cross-legged stance. Reach the arms up to the sky. Grab onto right wrist and crescent up and over to the left side. Stretch here. Come back to center and swan dive forward, micro bend in both knees, so you're mindful not to lock out the knees. Find your half lift. And as you exhale, take this into whatever variation you want. You can stay torso draping over thighs, shimmy the hips side to side. Notice if you're rocking onto the heels, bring it forward. If you want a little more in the IT band, toe heel the feet a little wider, come to the knife edge and flex the feet. And if you want even more, walk the hands to the right side of the mat for a little side stretch, just noticing where sensation emerges, if it does. And bring the hands back to center. Bring the feet towards each other and uncross. Find your half lift. Plant the hands, walk them forward. Inhale in your down dog, take a full exhale. Right leg rises high. One breath to open up the hip. Square the hips off and draw right knee to right wrist for your pigeon pose. Drop the back knee and tuck the back toes. And take a moment here just to find your alignment, the hips square forward, the heart lifts. And when you're ready, fold over. You can place a brick under third eye center or support under your right hip. Any pain in the knee, take it into figure 4 on your back. Whichever hip opener you're in, I invite us to take 3 rounds of Vinyasa, so an unequal fluctuation in our breath. We'll inhale for a count of 4, then exhale for a count of 6. Take 1 cleansing breath here. Full exhale. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 more rounds. Inhaling for a count of 4 on your own. And exhaling a longer exhale for a count of 6. When we do these longer exhales, we invite our nervous system to relax, to soften. 1 more round. We'll slowly come out of our hip opener, cueing pigeon first, lift the torso. Rock onto your right hip and swing your back leg all the way around. We'll meet in either Agni Stambhasana, double pigeon, or Gomukhasana, cow face pose, knees stacked together, feet flexed. Your choice, find what serves you. If you're in figure 4, you're welcome to take this into reclined Gomukhasana, knees crossed, feet flexed, grab onto the feet, the ankles, the shins. If you'd rather be upright, then just rock forward and find your stance. Either variation, if you're upright, we want the sit bones level, so you might have to prop yourself up onto a blanket or send the bottom leg forward. But take your second hip opener here, whichever variation you're taking. Let the spine be long. Flex the feet, whichever variation you're in. If you're seated, you might take a few neck rolls here. Or deepen into this turning inward, a more lunar variation of just folding torso over legs. When you're ready, drape the torso up. For my pigeon folks, we'll all rock onto our right hip. Use the support of your hands as you sweep the left leg back. Tuck the toes on the earth and send your right leg long and back. If you're in figure 4, you'll just roll back onto your back if you're not there already and switch legs. But eventually we'll all meet in our hip opener the other side. Left knee behind left wrist. Flex the foot. Again, square your hips forward. And when you're ready, descend to your depth. Find your full expression of your hip opener. If you're on figure 4 on your back, really think about lengthening the tailbone forward, pressing the right knee forward, both of which will just deepen into the hips as you melt your back body to the ground. And we'll move through our pranayama Visamritti again. You're welcome to keep your count as is. If you feel called to shift it, you may. but the priority is the longer exhales, which will allow our nervous system to follow suit and calm. Take a cleansing breath in and full exhale out. Begin for 4, inhaling, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 more rounds on your own. Really canvassing the breath through the body, the spine long. And a slower, longer exhale, letting the body soften. At the bottom of your last round, we'll prepare to transition. If you're in pigeon, lift the torso, rock onto your left hip, and swing your right leg all the way around for either Agni Stambhasana, double pigeon, feet flexed, or Gomukhasana, cow face pose, knees stacked, feet still flexed. If you're on your back, then you might take it into reclined Gomukhasana, knees stacked, grab onto the feet, the ankles, the shins. Or roll it on up and take a seated variation. Find the hip opener that works for you. If you're seated, invite the spine to get long and both sit bones to ground. And just notice if there's any difference between this side and your other side. Just honoring that. You're welcome to stay upright, take some neck rolls, or if it served you, if you folded inward on the other side, do so here. Begin to drape the torso up if you're seated. We'll transition back. So rock onto your right hip, swing the left leg, or rock onto your left hip, excuse me. So whatever side you're not on, take it to the other side. We're going to meet in our down dog. If you're on your back, stay, because we'll eventually all get there together. For those who just took that, if you want to rinse it through with a up dog, down dog kriya from the Tibetan rites of rejuvenation, it's there for you, but otherwise we'll take about 3 or so breaths to meet on our backs. And just move there mindfully as you're ready. Draw both knees into the chest. All right, rock side to side, and then start mirror image circling the knees away from each other. Mirror image circle the knees towards each other. Grab onto the outer edge of the feet, the ankles, shins. Find happy baby, soles of the feet to the sky, knees sink in towards armpits. Let the tailbone lengthen forward. And I invite you here to take any vibrational breaths, just really releasing the jaw, fluttering the lips, or a lion's breath, or a Bend the knees, hug them in towards the chest. Send your left leg long, heavy to the earth. And tank your right leg straight to the sky. You can grab onto the back of the calf, wherever you reach, walking the foot, the hands up the foot, both feet flexed. Take one full breath here, one exhale to melt leg towards heart. If your arm can reach, left hand comes to the outer edge of the right foot. Right thumb comes to your right hip crease as you press the outer seam down and just start to guide the foot over towards the left, keeping your sacrum, your low back anchored for one last little IT band of love. You can also be just holding the outside of your leg. And eventually, we'll bend the knee and take it all the way over into a twist, supine twist. Just scooching your hips slightly so your right hip is stacked over the left. Right arm out to the side in a half cactus or a half T. Take a big rinse water breath here, a full exhale to empty. Slowly come back to center. Hug your left knee in, send your right leg long. Flex both feet and reach your left leg up to the sky. Straighten both legs. And start to draw the left leg towards you. Last little hamstring love. If you're going for the IT band stretch, right hand takes outer edge of left foot. Left thumb presses into the hip crease as you guide left leg across the body. Keep the sacrum anchored, so you likely won't take this into a twist. And if you can't reach the foot, you can always use a strap or grab onto the outside of the leg. And eventually, we'll take it fully into our supine twist. Scooch the hips an inch to the left, drop the knee to the right. Knee can bend or straighten if that's available. Left arm out to the side. Take a big breath here. Let the left shoulder be heavy. And slowly come back to center. Hug both knees into the chest. And then take the knees wide, the soles of the feet touch. Butterfly them out for Supta Baddha Konasana. One hand to heart, one hand to belly. And take 3 of the slowest, nourishing breaths yet. Let your body be held by the earth. The muscles give way to gravity. And breath follow its natural intelligence, so no need to do or shift. And stay here lingering a little longer. Otherwise, when you're ready, you'll make your way into Shavasana. First drawing the knees together with your hands, and then extend the legs long, take the legs real wide. The arms on either side, palms face up. You're welcome to stay in Shavasana as long as you wish. Just be mindful to guide yourself out. Enjoy your deep rest, biggest inhale yet. Exhale, Shavasana.